Hello, Reflector friend, and welcome to your abundance reading for this month. My name is Christy, and I am a counselor who's coming at you from Delta, BC, Canada. I have a keen interest in the tarot, oracle cards, human design, and psychology, and I use all of them to bring you messages for your highest and best. I have already super shuffled the cards and meditated and asked for your highest and best from spirit. So let's get going. This week, I am called to pull an oracle card from the Power Animal Oracles, followed by a 7 card open spread with the tarot to give you some guidance on how you can best increase your abundance this month. All right, so let's get going. So for our reflector friends, we have the koala. The koala has come up for me as a manifester quite often, and it is speak less and listen more. So koalas spend 98% of their time sleeping, okay? So which means they are very quiet. I'm not saying go to bed. However, what you have in common with koala reflector is the need for patience and the need to really observe your surroundings. So we have speak less and listen more. Now, it's very interesting because you have to be very careful about whose energy you absorb. And there's that, that saying of you are the combination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. This is very true, and I 100% believe it. It was actually reinforced in a meditation that I did this morning. But it's pretty common knowledge in the personal development space. Anyways, so this is a call for you to be very careful about who you're spending time with and who you're listening to. But the people that you need to listen to around abundance, right? We don't take advice from people who don't have the things that we want, right? So we only take advice, especially when it comes to abundance and finances, from people who are already doing it, who are already successful, right? It doesn't make sense to take, if I wanted to learn how to fix a bike, I don't go ask somebody who bakes cakes, right? So, right, for a living. So we want to make sure we are listening to the right people, but also kind of zipping it in terms of expanding your abundance this month. Okay, great start. All right. And I forgot to go in spirit, and that is okay because they're already here. All right, let's for a little reminder. We'll do that there. So interesting. It was literally, I put it right there to remind me. I don't really need it. It's just more of a, yeah, it's just more of a little thing for me. I get the chills whenever I get a download, right? So whenever we'll see that, we mean something's coming through. Okay, so our first card is the issue. Okay, and we have the Emperor. Interesting. And then we have the 3 of Swords. I haven't seen this for a while. And then we have the 3. We got threes here going on, threes and a 4. So, okay, so we have the 3 of Cups, beautiful energy. And then we have the 7 of Cups. Here, good. And then next, card 5, we have the King of Wands, wonderful. And then we have, the 7 of Swords. And last but not least, we have the result, okay, the outcome. Oh, and it's gorgeous. Okay, good month, but definitely some obstacles here as I take a look at the cards. Okay, so let's start with the issue. Okay, the issue is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is he's the big daddy of our group. Okay, so he is the kings also represent the kind of that dad leader energy. But the Emperor is the boss of all of them. It's a major arcana card, so it's particularly dominant. It's actually the only one in your reading this week, which tells me that the issue has been a kind of a big deal in the past. Now, the Emperor, what I'm getting now is there's been some control over your finances, over your ability to create abundance by somebody else, or you've held too tightly to control. If I was seeing the the Four of Pentacles here, I'd be saying it was you, but I don't see that here. I actually see it as being someone else. So perhaps in the past, or currently, somebody else is controlling your finances, but it's an issue. So it's not working right now. So we have to kind of take a look at who that is. Who are you taking advice from that isn't serving you, reflector? That's really, really important. Now, it's also important to remember that this is a general reading, and as with all general readings, we want to take what serves us and leave what does not. There tends to always be something for everybody in these, but it will be different for everybody. So please interpret the cards as you with your own intuition. And yeah, anyways, okay. So now there's leadership here, and there is strength, but there is also control. Okay, so because this is an issue, perhaps it's parental. Okay, it could actually be your legit dad. Okay, or a grandfather figure who needs to release control in order for you to actually learn how to manage on your own. Right, learn how to manage your finances on your own. That's a really, really important skill for adulting, and one that many people never learned. So you are being called to start taking responsibility for your own finances here. Okay, now I want to go straight to the outcome because that's exciting. And then we'll talk about how we're going to get there. All right, so now the outcome is gorgeous. Okay, so the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. Now she is already independently wealthy. Now, but what this can mean is that there is a great business opportunity coming forth for you. So let's take a look, or maybe a raise. Okay, there is going to be some sort of financial gain for you or resource gain. Remember, resources abundance isn't just about money. This reading is lending towards that, but it can also be about our resources of time, our resources of fun, our resources of energy. Now, when we take control back from the emperor in our own lives, we become more independent, we become more self-reliant, and the Queen of Pentacles is self-reliant. But she's gazing down and she appreciates what she has. She is gazing lovingly at her resource, at her pentacle. Meanwhile, there's all of this abundance that is growing around her at the same time. All right, that is what I want to say about that. Now, how do we get here? Okay, how do we get here with this? Now, again, I'm getting definitely some negative abundance patterns in the past. All right. And that is because we have our good friend, the Seven of Swords. Now, it's so interesting. So many readers and books that I've read, and they'll read this as a negative card. However, I see that someone has been very sneaky. Okay. Someone has been very sneaky in the past. This is a very typical way to read this card. However, that when combined with the result, which was some pain, some heartbreak in the past, actually could be going on right now, but also both of these cards about learning your lesson. Okay. There is lessons to be learned here. And when you do is when we get the Queen of Pentacles result. You need to take a look at what's going on right now. First of all, go take a look at your bank account. One of the things I have done I've done like money mastery with Tony Robbins, and I've done all sorts of financial, because increasing abundance, even when you are already blissfully abundant, is all about expansion. And so what we want to do, I want to keep learning, right? I'm listening to a billionaire mindset app called Alux right now, right? I don't really even want to be a billionaire, but I'm learning so many things through that. That was where the thing for the five people came from this morning. Anyways, and I don't agree with everything, but I certainly take what works for me, which is what you should do with everything, right? Now, so we have somebody has either stolen from you in the past, right? And or broken your heart. It could have been romantic, but that's not necessarily true because this card is the Three of Swords is all about lessons learned. And these are they're both swords. They're happening on the mental plane. So how you get through this is through strategizing. When we see some swords, often it is a call to strategize. And the number one thing that you should do, again, this is just I'm repeating some things from my own personal development, is to take a look at your bank account every single day. Okay, go and look at it. If you have investments, go look at those every day because money is energy. And energy needs, first of all, it needs to move, right? So investments are important. I'm not going to give investment advice here. I do have some ones that are I know about that are very successful, but this is not that kind of channel. You can always reach out to me and I'll tell you. Okay, if you want, you can message me and I'll let you know. Anyways, index funds. That's what I learned from Tony Robbins. Okay, that's pretty basic. Index funds, and like I think everybody. That's not it's not it's a really safe bet for growing your money. Index funds. There we go. I did tell you. All right, but you can still message me below and I'll let you know which ones. Okay, that I do. Okay, so here we are. So lessons learned. Okay, so now the reason why this is a positive card, even though somebody has been very sneaky and they're clearly stealing these five swords and leaving the two behind, is the card is yellow in the background. It means that you will not be fooled again. Okay, you will not be fooled again, reflector. Again, you are very much being called to listen to trusted advisors, and again, go to somebody. Okay, like the King of Wands. Okay, so you have the King of Wands energy here. Okay, you have the King of Wands as one of your trusted advisors. This is what I'm getting. Okay, the King of Wands is a dynamic and intelligent leader type person. Now, they can be possible, however, they were this, because they can be a little too charming and maybe have been taken, yeah, okay, you need to be very careful with the King of Wands. That's what I'm getting. Okay, we need to be careful because with somebody who seems like things are too good to be true, index funds are not too good to be true. Okay, you go and look at how they work. It's basic. It makes perfect sense why they would work the way they do. All right, now how are we going to also? But there's if you are still grieving this, okay, and it can be hard to let go. It can be very difficult. Okay, it can be very very difficult to move to this place of independence, particularly if you're like really comfortable, right? Really comfortable. But the way that we are going to get out of this is by with our social circle. Okay, so there's somebody in your social circle that is where totally ready and willing to help you with whatever that you need, with moving away from the emperor so that you can indeed become the Queen of Pentacles. All right, Reflector, that is what I have for you this week. So remember, be like koala, talk less and listen more. Be very careful who you're listening to. Okay, we're not listening to the Emperor anymore. If the King of Wands, that kind of like brotherly type figure who is really charming, okay, if they're coming in, that's great, okay, but it also could represent a good opportunity. So just make sure that you take your time as a reflector, okay, maybe even wait the 28 days for this if you're going to start looking at investments, but be cautious with your investments, but take control of them yourself. All right, that's what I've got. I hope you have a great week. Next week, I will be back with an energetic reading for February. All right. Bye.